Hey y'all, welcome to the second half with A. Marie, where the vibe is peace, love, and prosperity. And I just want to let you guys know that yes, I did have to change, or I changed my channel name from Peace, Love, and Prosperity to the second half with A. Marie. Because a lot of people were saying that they couldn't find me. So I believe Peace, Love, and Prosperity, that name was just too long. The vibe for this channel is still Peace, Love, and Prosperity. So the only thing that changed is the second half with A. Marie. And second half is just because I'm a woman of a particular age, and this is the second half of my life. So I thought that that was very fitting. Now, today, I wanted to come to you with another video about Notarize and being a remote online notary. As you guys know, in my previous video, it was a disaster. I had some technical issues. They did not count that against me. They allowed me to do another interview, and this is the interview that I did on the 27th was considered my first interview. But I do want to share with you guys how that interview went. Now, I wish I could say that it was great. It was amazing. It was everything. It was peaches and cream. It was not. Okay? It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good enough for me to be confident enough to move on to the next step or to actually get on that platform. I wasn't confident enough to get on the platform, and my trainer just kind of felt like, yeah, you need a little bit more time. Just do another training session and then rebook with me. And I appreciate her for that. A lot of people are not going to be honest with you because maybe they want to have this persona that, you know, is easy and is perfect. Well, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It wasn't very difficult, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't smooth for me. And when you get on this platform, you want it to be smooth. And you know, things are smooth when you're confident. And I just don't feel like I was 100% confident. It was choppy. Very choppy, and I made some major mistakes, and I'm going to go ahead and share these mistakes with you guys so that you don't make these mistakes when you go on that platform. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I am not going to hold back anything because I want you guys to win, and I believe that by sharing this information with you, those good vibes are going to come back on me, and everything will continue to be good. Now, before I get started, please make sure that if you are new to this channel, that you share, like, and subscribe. I only ask those people to subscribe to the channel if anything that I have said to you has touched you in some sort of way, if it has resonated with you, if you can vibe with me, and if you feel like what I am saying has motivated you in some way. If you're not getting anything from my channel, okay, I got it. It's okay. Now, I want to move on to, let's get into this. All right. The first thing that I will say to you and anybody that is looking to be on the Notarize platform as a remote online notary, make sure that you know your state laws. That's number one. They're not going to teach you how to be a notary. Their main goal is that you can maneuver through their platform. They are already expecting that you know the laws of your state and that you know how to notarize a document. If you don't know how to notarize a document, then don't even attempt to get on the platform yet, because you will put yourself in jeopardy of losing your license, and that's something you don't want to do. And I'm going to tell you, the two mistakes that I made during this mock signing are two major mistakes that could cost me my license. And I want to share those mistakes with you so that you don't make those mistakes. Okay. The next thing I said, okay, so you always want to know your state laws. If you have already gotten through the process where they've given you access to the simulator and you have access to those videos, and you have access to the training sessions that they're offering, I will tell you, take the assessment prep training. I have another training. This is my today will be my second time taking it, and I think the mistakes that I'm making is like I'm doing the training, and then there's long periods of time before I'm actually getting into it. Like, because I was working as the medical courier, like for a whole week, I wasn't doing anything with my notary stuff. So there's the period of time in between is too long. Once you get the training, be consistent and constantly review your materials. If you feel confident enough, then schedule the interview with your trainer. Do not let there be such a large lapse of time that you feel like you're having to start all over, or you think you know, but there's so many other things that you missed. I am not doing medical courier this week because I want to dedicate this entire week to studying. So when I go back in front of my trainer, I can get it done. All right. So that's the other thing. And I have notes here, guys, so forgive me. The other thing is familiarize yourself with ID retakes. And I don't know if my trainer is amazing, right? I don't know how the other trainers are. And I don't know what documents the other trainers are going to assess you on. I don't know what their requirements are. But I do know that there's certain things that no matter who your trainer is, no matter what document you are being assessed on, if you do these things, you're going to ace it, okay? If you know how to take an ID retake and they ask you to do an ID retake, or you know they're not going to ask you to do an ID retake, because remember, they are the signer, they are acting as the signer, and you are the notary. So if they present an ID to you and that ID is blurry and you cannot read the front, you need to do an ID retake. So make sure that you are versed on how to do an ID retake. Always, always make sure that you check the front and the back of the ID. If there's anybody that doesn't know how to do an ID retake, hit me up in the comments and I will try to, walk you through the process, give you as much information, or kind of guide you to how to do it. But if you are already on the platform and you have access to the articles, you can pull up ID retake in the articles and you can get the information on how to successfully do an ID retake. I recommend pulling up those articles and reading over them for audio visual. Even though I had an ID retake this time, I don't know, maybe next time they assess me, it'll be an audio visual issue, and I'll have to know how to do that. So make sure that you're versed on that. Now, as you are notarizing the document or you're going through the document, make sure that if there is anything that the signer needs to fill out, make sure that the signer completes their part. You want to put the responsibility back on the signer. Have the signer fill out that document and make sure that you are reviewing the document to make sure that it is complete. And also have the signer go back sometime during the call. You want to make sure that the signer is reviewing the document as well. Don't do what I did and I forgot to have the signer sign the document. Okay? I don't know if it was because I was nervous. I don't know. But come on. Hey, Marie, this is what you do. You're a notary. You're notarizing the signature. How can you even pass go if you don't get a signature? I was done. I could not believe that I made that mistake. I know that I'm not the first one. I know that people make that mistake. And also, the second thing is with the signature, make sure that the way that the signer printed or filled out the document with their name is the way that they sign it. If they have a middle initial, make sure that they signed it with the middle initial. Do not make that mistake. The way they fill out the document is the way that they need to sign it. Okay? My trainer explained to me, you can always oversign, meaning if their name was James Wood and they added James L. Wood, that's oversigning. They added their middle initial, but you cannot undersign. If they just filled out J. Wood, you can't sign it J. Wood. You have to sign it James Wood or James L. Wood. I hope that's clear. You can oversign a document, but you cannot undersign a document. Guys, don't make that mistake. Remember, notary sign that we're here to notarize the signature of the signer. I was just like, are you kidding me? I forgot to get them to sign the document. And I probably would have made the mistake and forgot to get them to add the middle initial in the signature. But it's all good. I would also study on how to walk the signer through, like if they don't understand, or not understand, but if they don't like their signature, if they want to do a paper signature where they sign their name exactly how they normally sign it on a piece of paper, and then that image is captured. Walk yourself through that. I'm telling you to do that because I'm not 100% versed on that. Hopefully tonight when I have training at 6 o'clock, I'll be able to get a little bit more clarity on that. But also, so you want to make sure that you know an ID retake. Make a note on the ID retake. Make a note on the audio video issues. How to walk the customer or the signer through that. And then also make a note on signatures. Okay, how to recapture a signature. Those are the things that you want to be very versed on. All right. And so then the next thing, and I'm kind of rushing because I had recorded this whole thing and then my camera just stopped. So I don't know what's going on. The other thing, when you are reviewing the document, if the document does not have your state that you are commissioned in, okay? I'm commissioned in the state of Virginia, but the document says California. Put X's through California. All right. And what you want to say to the signer is, and I wrote it down, because I am commissioned in the state of Virginia, I would have to take out the state. I see that your document has the state of California. I'm going to remove the state of California and put my commissioning information in the document. Explain, because again, you're being recorded, right? So if this recording ever has to end up in court, they could say, okay, well, she explained that she was Xing out California and she was putting Virginia because that's the state she's commissioned in, right? That makes sense, okay? Make sure you do that. So you're reviewing the document. That document has to reflect your commissioned state. The notarial wording in the document where you're going to be notarizing has to be reflective of your state. Okay, we can notarize documents from any other state, but the wording has to be where we're commissioned. The document has to say the state that we're commissioned in, right? Okay, so if only I had known then what I know now, y'all. I wish there was somebody out there on YouTube giving me these gems. All right, I wouldn't have made these mistakes, but I made the mistakes and now I can stop you from making them. All right. So make sure, again, whatever you're doing, you are explaining to the signer, because guys, remember, your average person doesn't know what notarial acts are. They don't even know what they're signing. So you want to explain to them what you're doing. If you're changing anything on a document, verbalize that. Make sure that you are explaining to them what you're doing, okay? Also, one of the other reasons why you want to make sure that you look over the document before you close out is you don't know what the signer is over there doing. They could be taking stuff out, adding extra stuff in there. So you always want to make sure that they're adding the correct stuff in the document and that there's nothing missing before you notarize that document, all right? And those are gems that my trainer gave me, guys, okay? I'm not an expert at this at all. I'm learning just like you are, okay? I do know my state laws, though, for notarizing documents. I do know what the requirements are for that, you know, but this whole platform thing, I'm new to this, right? Okay. Now, the other gem I want to drop is before you close out that document. So you've already looked over the document, you've put the responsibility back on the signer and asked them to review the document as well. You feel confident that everything is there, all right? And you have gone through the process of putting your seal on, notarizing the document and everything. Make sure that you, oh gosh, I just lost my thought. So you've gone through the whole process. Guys, I done lost. See, this is why it's called the second half with A. Marie, because this is the second half for me. So you're looking through everything, blah, blah, blah. Make sure that there's quick keys. Okay, the quick keys, you want to make sure that you use those quick keys. And like key number 1 for us, it will enter our state in. The key number 2 is our county. And guys, don't forget to do this. So after you notarize the document, 0 is the disclaimer. You have to have that disclaimer for your state that says that this was notarized online. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but make sure that after you've done the notarization, you add that disclaimer. If you don't, no bueno, right? The disclaimer has to be on there. And I think, again, the quick key is 0. So if you and you can put that in any blank space underneath the verbiage on your document. They just need to see that, okay? I'd keep it up as close to the other wording as possible, so it's not like a huge space and then you have that disclaimer down at the bottom. So wherever your notarial wording is and your stamp and all that, find some space and put that disclaimer up there. I hope I'm not missing anything, guys. Oh, the lock. There is at the top right, there is a complete, and then there's going to be something that says lock. Do not hit complete until you check the document. Hit lock, and lock is going to go over and it will give you information on things that you've missed. It is not Bible. It may miss some things, okay? So you have to be thorough, but it will pick up most things that you have missed on that document. Before you hit complete, you can go back, because once you push it through, the document is gone, right? And if you didn't get a signature, if you put the wrong seal on, if you put the wrong date, you've pushed that document through incorrectly. And I do want to say this because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Notarize does not play, okay? If you are not notarizing those documents correctly, you will be suspended from the platform. And you're also putting your commission in jeopardy, because if anything ends up in court and you notarize the document wrong, you can be sued. You can have your commission suspended, or you can have it taken away from you. And those are the things that you don't want to do. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, there was something else here. Guys, again, I'm looking at my notes. I want you to have all the information that I didn't have, basically. I want you to have all the information. Oh, this is it. This is the gem, guys. This is the diamond. When you have a document, okay, we're talking about the document where you're going to be determining, is this a jurat or if this is an acknowledgement. This is what happened to me, okay? So I'm speaking to you about my experience. The document said acknowledgement in big, bold, capital letters, all caps, acknowledgement. I went down and I read the notarial wording but the notarial wording was for a jurat. I chose to treat that document like an acknowledgement. No bueno. Don't do it. If the notarial wording is for a jurat, do the oath. Okay? Make sure that you follow the notarial wording and not the bold print that's at the top, because according to my trainer, she said, yes, that happens often, where the document is titled an acknowledgement, but the document is actually a jurat. Okay? If you don't know what a jurat and an acknowledgement is, I highly recommend that you get familiar with that. Okay? You're going to need to know the difference, and you're going to have to know how to recognize the difference between the acknowledgement and the jurat. And with the jurat, you always have to do that oath. If they swear, they swear to God, and if they are affirming, they are, putting that on themselves, right? So I think that's about it, guys. I just wanted to put this out here so that you have a fighting chance. I promise you, if I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't be here making this video, because I'd actually be on the platform right now doing signings. But I'm glad that I was able to come to you and give you the gems that I didn't have, so that you don't make the mistakes that I made. Guys, as a notary, we are notarizing the signature. Don't make the mistake I made and not have them sign it. Oh, that was just terrible when I realized what I had done. And also, make sure that you have them do that oath. If it's a jurat, they need to do the oath, okay? So I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, or just hit me up in the comment section, and I'll try to respond to you. I am going to do some training today at 6 o'clock. I don't know when I am going to go back. She told me just whenever you're ready, just send her an email, and then she'll reschedule another session for me. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to stop, because I know that this is something that, I can do. And I want to encourage you. You guys can do this. There's people that don't have vehicles. This is a perfect job for somebody that doesn't have a vehicle. Considering whether or not you're able to do this in the state that you live in. But if you don't have a vehicle, you can do this from home, and what better way to be able to sit at home and make some money? But you got to be on top of your game, because being a notary is serious. And guys, the sun is getting ready to come out and just change the whole situation here. But yeah, so again, I just want to thank you. I hope this video was helpful to you. I am going to continue to share my experiences with you. I have some new things that I am venturing into that I will share with you as well. And I want to say, make sure that you love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else will. And I wish you, again, the channel is Second Half with A. Marie. And the vibe is still peace, love, and prosperity. And on that, guys, I'm out.